Hello and welcome back to our Revit Architecture 2008 update series. We're talking about color schemes, and we're going to do a really nice color scheme demo in this CAD clip and kind of show you how in a nice smooth format how it all kind of works. And then in our next lesson we'll get a little more technical and take a step back and work a little bit with getting our color schemes actually configured, etc. So what color schemes are the ability to take a floor plan and adapt color automatically to the different rooms. It's all being driven by the rooms. You'll notice that you've got room tags in each one of these. Now the room tag doesn't have to be displayed, but color schemes, the first thing you have to know is if you don't have a room created, you're not going to get anything out of your color scheme. So you've got to start by creating color schemes. And then what you do is you duplicate the view with detailing. And then each view you say, this view use, the room areas color scheme. And this one, we're going to use the floor finish color scheme. And in this view, we're going to use the, wall color or any other of the room parameters. So each color scheme is defined now in 2008, and then you basically apply the color scheme to a duplicated view, and it just automatically gets filled in because each color scheme knows that less than 100 square feet make it green, 100 to 300 we set this up, and then when you apply that to the view it just automatically takes on those colors. Now some of the calculations are done automatically and some of them are user input. The main thing is you create the room, you put the room in very quickly, and then you apply certain, you manually input the information for each room once, and then after that, that criteria is used later within our color scheme. So let's just pop over to our Revit here, and I'm just in a Revit model, and I'm going to go to my level 1 over here, and in this case I've got that floor plan and I have some rooms already created which we're going to work with. But over here I've just got some very basic exterior walls, some interior partitions, and I've got a room separator over here drawn in, and all I'm going to do is show you what you have to do to get started is you have to add some rooms in here. So I'm just going to go to my area and room on my design bar here, and I'm going to add a room, and then I'm going to go over here. I'm not even going to bother with any of these settings. I'm simply going to start to place rooms, and you'll notice that it's picking up that divider. So room in there, in here, in here, in here, in here. And as you're placing rooms, you'll notice it highlights the other rooms with the big X's in there. And then I'm going to hit escape, and we can talk about room numbering and stuff in a different CAD clip. But the main thing is you start with a room, then you click on that room and you go to the properties, and you'll notice in the properties we have some identification data. The room number is automatically. The room name, you're going to type in a room name in here. Comments you can put in here, and as you populate these fields they'll start to show up in some of the other fields in the different rooms. So department inside of here, I've already started to use that, so these are manually input. Each time you put one in, it remembers it. I'm not using this field right here, and I'm not using this field so far. Base finish I haven't put in. Ceiling finish I haven't put in. Wall finishes I haven't put in. I have put in floor finish. You can see that, and I have put the different occupants. So each time you fill one of these in, it remembers it, so when you go to the next room you can repeat the information. So what we're talking about here is you go through each room and you click on here, go to the properties, and then go down and fill out this criteria. Then the color scheme uses this criteria and it automatically shows up quite nicely. So you fill this stuff in all your different rooms, okay? And then the end result, I'm just going to take these guys for the time being and just say delete, they're gone. So here I've gone ahead and I've taken these particular rooms and gone in already and populated some of that, department and floor finish, occupant, number, name, sales, etc. So I've filled in these rooms for us. You'll also notice I've got a bit of furniture in here. So now that all I've done is filled in the criteria for the rooms. That's all I've really done. And I have my color schemes already created. Now what I can do is I can go in here to level 1 and say duplicate with detailing. And I'm going to do that, duplicate with detailing again, and a third time, duplicate with detailing. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is right click on here, and I'm going to name this, and I'm going to call this, level 1 area information. Okay, and then I'm going to take this one, I'm going to rename this one, I'm going to call this L1 for level 1 department. And then the next one, I'm going to go to here, I'm going to say, okay, rename this guy level 1 floor finish, because that information I have put into my color scheme. So these are all copies of level 1. And then all I have to do is, I have some color schemes. If I go to settings and I go down here to color fill schemes, okay, I've got some in here. It starts with some defaults. You have to right click and duplicate to make a new one. But I have a department color scheme. I have a room area color scheme. I've put in some basic square footages there. And room floor finishes. So floor finishes, lino, these are the options that I've placed in those rooms. The departments, this is all information that I already input in each room. Okay, room area, this one is automatically being calculated, and we'll do that in another lesson on setting this up. But we get this all set up, no problem. And now all we do is we go to this view and we right click and go to properties, or we can right click inside of here and say view properties, and now we can apply that color scheme to this view. Well, this is going to be the floor finish. Boom, I hit OK, hit OK. This view is now taking on the color scheme of floor finish. Now I go to the department version of level 1. Isn't this wonderful? Right click, view properties, down to the color scheme and say, okay, this is a department. And I can change these colors and do all kinds of stuff inside of here. It's already knows what departments because that information got put in at the room level. Click OK, that one's the department. Then the area one, which is the fancy one, doing a bit of calculations. Right click on there, properties, color scheme, room area, 100 to 300 feet, 300 to 500 square feet, 500 square feet or more. There's your colors. Okay, there's your colors. Preview, hit OK, and then we have that. Now all we have to do is add in our little legend. So guess what? Right here on our room areas, color scheme legend. Click on there, it automatically knows what this view is associated to. Department legend. Boom. Admin, management, not applicable because I put NA, purchasing, research, and retail. Okay. Then I go to my to my area one and I say okay, color scheme. It's going to bring in my area legend automatically. I haven't defined any sort of legend work at all. Okay. Floor finish. Go inside of here. Color scheme legend. Okay, you're not seeing my tooltip. Color scheme legend, put that over there, hit escape. Now I maybe make a new sheet. I go down here, right click, new sheet, new sheet. I'm going to use my new CADclips title block. Go in there, scroll up, grab this guy, drag him in, place it. Oh, I need to click on there, do a little adjusting of the and need to maybe go back and have a look at that. Click on there, fix my crop regions, put that one on there, floor finish, click, place that one, move that over, move that one up. So then I can take this guy. All I need to either do is turn my elevation tags off or work with my crop region. Okay, take that. I need to go back here. And let's just, I can do it quickly by going into VV and then going into my annotation. Elevations off, please. Thank you. Go to the next one. VV, getting a little sidetracked, but that's okay. Annotation, elevation, turn it off. Next one. Oh, this one. And VV for visibility graphics. Annotation, turn the elevation off. Hit OK. Go back to my sheet, and there are my 3 floor plans, all starting with the room information and then applying the color scheme to each duplicated view, okay, and then dropping in a color scheme legend, putting it on those views and then dragging those over and placing them on my sheet, and then we're ready to go. And of course, in true Revit fashion, as we do any updates or change any room names or change any departments, of course, you know, it's all going to change. If we go here to, this one is square footage, let's do one that is department. We'll just see a little update here. Department based. Okay, there's office number 2. Well, if I hover over here and grab that room name and then go into the properties and change the information, the name is, you know, not going to be office, the department is going to be purchasing. Hit OK, it's going to change color. It's going to be the same color as this guy over here. You'll also notice that your fill patterns are sitting behind your furniture quite nicely. We'll talk about that in another lesson when we set up the actual color scheme. So there you go, is a quick demonstration of using your color schemes with Revit Architecture 2008.